Good evening, and welcome to Cloud Love Sleep Stories. My name is Dana Michelle, and I'm glad you're here. If you like my stories, please subscribe so you can be notified when I release my newest creations. Tonight, I invite you to leave behind the rush of the day and step into a world of timeless beauty and ancient wisdom. This is your moment, your time to unwind, to let go, and to feel deeply connected to the stillness within you. Begin by finding a comfortable position, whether you're lying down or nestled into your favorite chair. Let your arms rest softly by your sides and feel the gentle support of the surface beneath you. Take a deep breath in through your nose, letting the air fill your chest and your belly, and then, slowly, release it through your mouth. Let's take another deep breath together. Inhale and exhale, feeling the day's weight melt away like snow under the warmth of the morning sun. Close your eyes if you haven't already, and imagine yourself surrounded by nature's embrace. Picture the crisp scent of pine trees, the soft crunch of forest soil underfoot, and the soothing whisper of a mountain breeze. Can you feel it? That cool, pure air, inviting your body and mind to relax completely. As you breathe deeply, let your shoulders sink a little lower. Let the tension in your jaw, your neck, and your hands gently dissolve. You're safe here. You're at peace. Now, imagine yourself growing still, like a tree deeply rooted in the earth. Your toes are the roots, reaching into the ground, anchoring you to the steady rhythm of the earth. Your body feels strong yet serene, like a tree's trunk, resilient and calm. And your thoughts? They float upward like leaves catching the wind, drifting higher and higher until they simply disappear into the sky. You are grounded. You are supported. You are ready to step into the story of an ancient being, one who has witnessed the passage of millennia and found peace in every moment. This is your time to connect, to dream, and to feel the world slow down around you. When you're ready, let's begin your journey with the ancient pine. The sun begins its descent, painting a golden hue over the Northern California White Mountains as you stand at the foot of the ancient Great Basin Bristlecone Pine, nearly 4,150 years old, having survived countless natural disasters, including fires, ice ages, and droughts. This tree, older than memory itself, stands proud with its gnarled trunk and twisted branches that whisper tales of resilience. The old tree thrives at an altitude of 10,000 feet in harsh conditions. This tree was already 500 years old when the Great Pyramids of Giza were built and has provided invaluable data about climate patterns over thousands of years through its growth rings. As you slip off your shoes and socks, the rough gravel and cool stones greet your bare feet, grounding you in the moment. With closed eyes, a subtle transformation stirs within you. A sensation of elongation courses through your being, intertwining your essence with the sky above. Your toes meld with the earth below, anchoring you firmly in place as your skin metamorphoses into bark, etched with the wisdom of ages. Upon opening your eyes, a profound realization dawns. You are no longer a human being, but an ancient sentinel of nature. Your branches reach towards the heavens, embracing a profound sense of tranquility and unity with all that surrounds you. Rooted steadfastly in this sacred space, you become a silent observer of time's passage and nature's eternal dance. As twilight descends behind the majestic peaks, closing your eyes once more, allows for a seamless fusion with the tree's essence. A deep connection unfurls within you, binding your spirit to the earth and every living being it cradles. In this transformative instant, a profound truth resonates through your core. You are not separate but an integral part of a vast tapestry beyond individual existence. Your very essence intertwines with the rhythm of the natural world around you. The sky arches vast and fathomless above, each star a pinpoint of eternity's gaze. You stretch ever upward, your needles grazing the fabric of the night, teasing out the silver threads of moonlight. Each breath now is a gust of wind, each heartbeat the subtle thrum of sap coursing through your wooden veins. As the world spins on, wrapped in its own concerns, you stand sentinel. Centuries pass like moments, marked not by the ticking of clocks, but by the silent dance of shadows across the landscape. Your roots drink deeply from the ancient soil, drawing sustenance from the core of the world itself. With every passing epoch, you become more than a witness to time. You become its guardian, its keeper, its whisperer. In this transformation, there is a tranquility that surpasses understanding, a peace that permeates every fiber of your being. You are the past, the present, and the promise of the future, bearing the weight of years with a grace that defies the elements. Here, in this hallowed place, you are eternal, a testament to life's enduring march beneath the watchful gaze of the cosmos. Golden beams of the morning sun pierce the horizon, dappled light dancing across the untouched canvas of wilderness. A delicate dew clung to your gnarled bark, each droplet reflecting a miniature world within. The air was crisp, and as it warmed, you felt the gentle caresses of the mountain zephyrs weaving through your ancient boughs. You sighed in contentment, your breath the whispering wind itself, carrying the scent of pine and earth. As the sun climbed higher, casting warm rays across the land, you felt the stirring of life within. Sap surged through your trunk and branches, awakening every cell and fiber. You stretched your limbs, reveling in the sensation of movement after hours of stillness. Beneath your canopy, rabbits hopped and birds sang, their melodies blending into a harmonious chorus. You listened to their songs with wonder and gratitude, for they were your companions in this vast expanse of nature. The day passed in a blur of sights and sounds. A distant coyote's howl, the distant rumble of a storm brewing in the mountains, the symphony of insects buzzing around you. And through it all, you stood tall and proud, a sentinel in this wild paradise. As the sun began its descent towards the horizon once more, shades of orange and pink painted the sky above. The land was bathed in warm hues, an ever-changing canvas that reflected the beauty and unpredictability of nature. As twilight descended once again, you welcomed its embrace. This was your time, when the forest grew quiet and still. In this moment of peace and solitude, you could feel yourself merging with every living being around you. Beneath your feet were layers upon layers of interconnected roots, each belonging to a different tree, but all joined together in harmony. And as darkness settled over the land, you settled into a state of deep contemplation. With each breath, you felt connected not only to this place, but to every being on earth, past, present, and future. You were a part of something much greater than yourself, something that transcended individual existence. In this vast wilderness lay an unspoken truth, that everything was connected, that every living being played an integral role in preserving the delicate balance of nature. And as you stood there beneath the stars once more, surrounded by ancient mountains and endless skies, you realized that this was your purpose: to be a witness, a guardian, and a keeper of this sacred land. Your branches swayed gently in the night breeze, as if acknowledging this profound realization. Time, ever the silent observer, brought change: a subtle shift in the air, a tingle in the soil. From the edge of the forest came the soft padding of feet, the whispers of voices carried on the breeze. The native peoples entered your realm, their eyes reflecting a reverence for the splendor they beheld. They moved with grace, as if every step was a word in their ongoing dialogue with the earth. Their presence did not jar or intrude. Rather, it melded into the tapestry of life that surrounded you. In their hands, they held offerings of sage and sweetgrass, which they laid gently upon the ground. Their voices rose in song, a melody that seemed to speak directly to your heartwood. The rhythm of their dance matched the beating pulse of the land, and you swayed imperceptibly, joining in their sacred ritual. They honored you, the stoic sentinel, with touches light as feathers, acknowledging your fortitude through the ages. In their songs, you heard the stories of your own existence, tales of perseverance, strength, and continuity. With each footfall against the soil, they paid homage to the connection between all living things, and you felt an indescribable bond forming, one that transcended time and spoke of shared guardianship over this hallowed ground. The sun traversed the sky, casting long shadows that flickered like ancient spirits at play. As the day waned, the people gathered once more beneath your branches, their faces upturned in gratitude. The last notes of their parting song lingered, echoing softly in the chambers of your wooden form. Silence returned, but it was a silence filled with promise. A promise that as long as the mountains stood, there would be those who walked lightly upon the earth, who understood the language of the pines, who revered the past while nurturing the future. You stood, rooted in more than just soil, but in the legacy of unity and respect, a beacon of ageless wisdom amidst the ever-changing cycles of life. With each gust of wind, you could feel the strength of your roots tested. The rain pelted against your bark, threatening to strip away layers that had taken centuries to grow. But you stood steadfast, knowing that this too was a part of the cycle of life. As the storm raged on, lightning flashed across the sky and thunder boomed in your ears. The air crackled with energy as the forces of nature clashed around you. It was a battle for dominance, a reminder that even Mother Earth was subject to the whims of the heavens. But you remained unmoved. Your roots ran deep and strong, anchoring you to this sacred ground. You were a living testament to endurance and resilience, having weathered countless storms throughout the ages. As quickly as it had come, the storm passed, leaving behind a sense of calm and renewal. The air was freshly washed and scented with the aroma of pine needles. The sun peeked through the clouds, casting a warm light upon your battered branches. You took stock of any damage that may have been inflicted upon your form, but found that you had emerged unscathed once again. And in that moment, you realized that every storm brought with it an opportunity for growth, whether it be from pruning away dead branches or strengthening your resolve against future tribulations. And so you stood tall once more, a sentinel keeper of this mountain realm. For centuries to come, time would continue its unceasing march forward, weaving stories into the fabric of life and etching lines into your ever-widening trunk. But with each passing moment, you knew that your purpose remained unchanged: to stand watch over this land and all its inhabitants, through calm or stormy seas. For here, amidst these majestic mountains, lay not just memories, but also dreams, dreams yet to be dreamed by generations yet unborn. Above, lightning unfurled like celestial serpents, streaking through the darkened firmament in flashes of blinding brilliance. Each crackling discharge was like an artist's brush upon the canvas of night, illuminating the world in split-second bursts that revealed the raw power of untamed nature. You stood tall and proud amidst this display of elemental fury, rooted to the ground and absorbing the vibrations of thunder echoing through your core. The storm raged on, a symphony of chaos and beauty that threatened to overwhelm all who witnessed it. But you were not afraid, for you knew that this was a part of the cycle, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light could still be found. And so you stood strong, your roots gripping the stony soil with steadfast resolve. As the storm intensified, rain lashed against your bark and wind whipped at your branches. Yet you remained unmoved, a symbol of endurance and strength in the face of adversity. And then suddenly, as if on cue, everything changed. The storm began to subside, leaving behind a quiet and tranquil stillness. The lightning faded from the sky, and the rumble of thunder grew distant. The world around you seemed to breathe a sigh of relief as nature settled into a peaceful rhythm once again. And you too found yourself at ease as you basked in the tranquility that followed. In this moment of calm after chaos, you reflected on how much nature held within itself, both destructive and restorative forces coexisting in perfect balance. And yet somehow, amidst it all, life found a way to thrive. For millennia, you had stood witness to these cycles, birth and death, calm and storm, watching as they shaped and molded the land around you. And each time the world emerged transformed yet familiar, ever-changing but always constant. As night gave way to dawn and birdsong filled the air once more, you knew that the storm had passed, leaving behind a reborn world. As the sun rose and bathed the forest in warm light, you could see the aftermath of the storm. Trees were toppled over, their roots exposed to the sky like tangled limbs. Fallen branches littered the forest floor, and puddles of rainwater shimmered in the early morning light. But amidst this destruction, new life was beginning to sprout. Tiny seedlings pushed through the damp earth, reaching for sunlight and their chance at existence. The smell of fresh rain and damp soil filled your senses as you took in this scene of rebirth. As you stood there, a group of settlers emerged from beyond the trees. They walked slowly, their eyes wide with wonder as they surveyed their new surroundings. And when they caught sight of you, their gazes lingered for a moment before continuing on. You could sense their awe and reverence towards you, a towering giant that had endured centuries of storms and seasons. You could feel them marveling at your strength and resilience, perhaps even sensing some connection to nature that they had long forgotten. They continued on through the forest, admiring your kin as they went, each tree telling its own story through its unique shape and form. And as they passed by, a thought crossed your mind. These were not just newcomers to this land, but also newcomers to a way of life that had been lost in their world. For years they had lived in cities made of steel and concrete, disconnected from nature and consumed by progress. But here in this unspoiled land, they would have a chance to rediscover what it truly meant to live in harmony with nature. As the settlers settled into their new homes among the trees, you watched with quiet satisfaction. They built shelters from materials found within nature itself, using leaves as roofs and branches as support beams. And though it was different from how your ancestors once lived amongst these trees, it was still a refreshing return to nature. While some approached with reverence, tracing the contours of your weathered bark with whispers of wonder, others were less kind. Axes bit into flesh not far from where you stood sentinel, and cries of timber echoed a lament for the fallen. Yet amidst these intrusions, you found solace in the laughter of children chasing each other around your girth, fingers brushing against you in playful reverence. Days followed nights, seasons turned, and you continued to offer respite from the relentless sun to those who sought shelter. Travelers paused beneath your canopy, grateful for the cool embrace of your shade, their weary sighs merging with the breeze that rustled through your boughs. In every grateful smile, every curious glance upward, there was beauty, a reminder that even as the world shifted, your silent vigil remained a constant, unwavering through the ebb and flow of human passage. Branches quivered as the distant drumming of war reverberated through the valley, a stark counterpoint to the mountain's tranquil symphony. Though cannons rattled and men shouted, the clashes seemed ephemeral against the unyielding silence of the ancient pines. Time marched on, indifferent to the strife below, and from your lofty perch, you observed the ebb and flow of human conflict with a stoic grace. Seasons shifted, and so did the tides of invention. Wisps of smoke from locomotives spiraled into the sky, while steel tracks cut across the landscape, heralding an age of progress. The land winced under each incision, yet for every wound inflicted, there were moments that sparked wonder. You watched as kites soared aloft to catch the wind, carrying dreams of flight, as the faint crackle of radio waves promised connection across vast distances, as curious eyes peered through lenses, magnifying the microcosms that danced unseen. Amidst these marvels, the mountains whispered their timeless truths, urging patience. They spoke of peace that lay like hidden treasure in the stillness between breaths, waiting to be rediscovered when the clamor of battles and breakthroughs subsided. With the dawn of the modern era, new pilgrims trod the winding paths to your sanctuary. You felt the gentle brush of fingers tracing the hieroglyphs etched into your bark by countless seasons. Researchers, armed with notebooks and reverence, marveled at the tale of survival written in your rings. Their soft murmurs of respect and awe were a balm to the scars left by those who had come before with less noble intentions. You savored the presence of a weary hiker slumping against your trunk, their heartbeat a slow pulse against your steadfast form. Their breath came in sighs of relief as they nestled into the comfort of your shadow, seeking solace that only something so ancient and enduring could offer. In the way they gazed up into your branches, eyes wide with the realization of their own fleeting existence, you sensed a recognition of the sacred bond between humanity and nature, a testament to resilience and age that transcended time itself. As the sun dipped lower, casting long shadows across the rugged terrain, the whispers of the mountains mingled with the hushed voices of admiration from those who now walked beside you. In their careful steps and lingering glances, you discerned a promise, an unspoken vow to honor and preserve the majesty of the ancients, of which you were but one. The golden hour bathed the California White Mountains in a warm glow, casting long, gentle shadows upon the earth. A soft breeze rustled through your ancient needles, a familiar caress that spoke of the day's end. The land around you was hushing, creatures settling into their nests and burrows, the world preparing for the night's embrace. In the near distance, You hear the sound of laughter bubbling up like a mountain spring. A family gathered on a checkered blanket, feasting not just on sandwiches and lemonade, but on the sheer joy of togetherness. Their mirth echoes within your core, resonating with the sap that flows through your veins. Children chase each other around your trunk, their small hands brushing against your bark, their hearts light and free. You stand there, an ancient bristlecone pine, silently observing the spectacle of life playing out beneath your boughs. You have been here before their ancestors even whispered their first words, yet now you bear witness to their offspring's delight. The connection between you is invisible, but as tangible as the soil that cradles your roots, a reminder that all life is interwoven in the tapestry of time. As the sun dips below the horizon, it paints the sky with strokes of pink, orange, and purple. Each hue merges into the next, creating a masterpiece that no human hand could replicate. The mountains seem to hold their breath, watching in reverence as the day says its goodbyes. You feel the warmth of the departing rays on your weathered skin, a silent testament to the countless sunsets you have seen. With the approaching dusk, the family begins to pack away their memories along with their leftover treats. They leave no trace behind except for the soft imprint of their presence, a fleeting signature upon the earth. The mountains quieten further, a serene stillness settling over the landscape. In that stillness, you find a deep, abiding joy, the knowledge that you have been more than just a spectator. You have been a guardian of stories, a keeper of secrets, and a witness to the enduring beauty of life that ebbs and flows at your feet. A final whisper of wind dances through your branches, urging your consciousness to begin its retreat. It is time to leave the steadfast vigil of the ancient sentinel, to release the vantage point that has spanned millennia. You feel the pull, the gentle tug, back to the realm of flesh and bone, to the vessel that awaits your return. Slowly, the sense of being deeply rooted begins to fade for you, replaced by the sensation of limbs that can move, eyes that can blink, a heart that can beat in a rhythm different from the slow sap of a tree. As you return to your own body, lying still and calm in the embrace of sleep, you carry with you the wisdom of the ancient pine, a grounding and peace that seeps into your very soul. As you fall deeper into sleep, the boundary between reality and dreams blurs. The sensations of your physical body soften and dissolve, replaced by a sense of weightlessness and expansion. You feel as if you are floating, drifting through layers of mist until you emerge in a realm of pure consciousness. Here, time is fluid and space is boundless. You are no longer confined by the limitations of the physical world, able to move through it with ease and grace. In this surreal landscape, you find yourself drawn towards a towering tree at the center, its branches reaching into infinity, its trunk rooted in the very fabric of existence. You feel a sense of familiarity as you approach the tree, like an old friend welcoming you home after a long journey. As you stand before it, you realize that this is no ordinary tree. It is the ancient pine from your dream, its presence radiating with an otherworldly energy. Gazing up at its majestic form, you are overcome with a profound sense of awe and reverence. The tree seems to contain within it all the knowledge and wisdom of the universe, secrets that have been whispered to it by generations of creatures who have sought shelter beneath its boughs. With each step closer to the tree, you feel more connected to it, as if its roots are extending outwards towards your own being. You reach out your hand and place it gently against its bark, feeling its rough texture against your skin. A surge of warmth floods through your body as you make contact with the tree's essence. In this moment, time seems to stand still as the ancient pine shares with you all that it has learned over countless centuries. It speaks to your soul in a language beyond words, filling every fiber of your being with an indescribable understanding. You learn that strength does not always come from force or aggression, but from patience and resilience. Like the sturdy trunk of the tree, you too possess an inner fortitude that allows you to weather any storm that life may bring. The tree shows you how to stand tall and unwavering, even in the face of adversity. You learn of interconnectedness, how all living things are woven together in an intricate web of existence. Just as the tree's roots intertwine with those of its neighbors, sharing nutrients and support, so too are you connected to all beings around you. The boundaries between self and other begin to dissolve as you realize the fundamental unity of all life. The tree imparts wisdom about time and change. It has witnessed countless seasons come and go, civilizations rise and fall. Yet through it all, it has remained, adapting and evolving while staying true to its essence. You begin to see your own life in a new perspective, understanding that challenges and triumphs are all part of a greater cycle. As this cosmic download of knowledge continues, you feel yourself expanding beyond the confines of individual identity. Your consciousness merges with that of the tree, then spreads outward to encompass the entire forest, the mountains, the planet itself. For a timeless moment, you experience existence from the perspective of Gaia, feeling the pulse of life coursing through every leaf, every creature, every rock and river. Gradually, the vision begins to fade. You find yourself drifting back towards the realm of sleep and dreams, but the wisdom and expansiveness remain, settling deep into your being. As you descend into deeper slumber, you carry with you a profound sense of peace and connection, knowing that you are an integral part of the vast, beautiful tapestry of life.